What's going on, guys? Justin, aka Boomer 91, Beer League Bum hockey reviews, and I've got one last gimmick video for you before we get into some Catalyst PX and of course some other gear for 2022. But I was all about the gimmicks lately, and I got a new one for you that I was trying to solve a problem with, and it is Panther teeth. It is a tiny little thing, and it clamps onto your laces, and it's supposed to prevent slippage of your laces. So stick around for an interesting gimmick review, because honestly, I was really not what I was expecting when I was going into this. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so for those who've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that my game is about speed. And when I'm trying to get into open spaces, I'm all about as much forward flex, digging into the ice as possible. The problem that comes with that, of course, is as soon as you start forward flexing on your skates, especially the hyperlights, is you're going to loosen your laces. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves right now with the hyperlights is that literally 4 or 5 shifts into the game, I'm adjusting my laces. Every period I'm adjusting my laces, and it's driving me a little bit mental. You can see how much forward flex there I have just after tying my skates and how tight they are when they first start. And I'll show you later in the video how loose they really get after I'm skating, especially for a couple games of hockey. So as you can see here in a lot of these clips, is it's a couple strides, get in a position to have the shot. Broke my FT4 there, unfortunately, so I just thought I'd throw that in there. But again, another couple strides here, getting around the defender, making the quick skate, quick move, score the goal. That's kind of how my game is. But the problem that I was having is I was constantly switching out my laces because I am using waxed, but it's still, there's so much forward flex, it doesn't seem to matter. So I was looking for actually a solution to this, and I actually saw an ad for Panther teeth and thought I would try them out. So I finally got them after like 3 weeks of waiting, and here's the results. Just wanted to show you guys the design here. As you can see, ignore my fingers. Very interesting little design, tiny little teeth there. And this thing is tiny, but it does the job, surprisingly. So you can see that. And as soon as you close it, excuse me there you go. It's clamped down. And it's so small, but you can see here how much space you have and how clamped those laces are going to be. All right, guys, so this is pre-game without the Panther teeth. I'm going to play a whole game, risk it for the biscuit here, without actually tying my skates in between periods, shifts, etc. So you can see here they're tight, but as I kind of continue on in just getting dressed, they start to loosen up. So let's see what happens after the game, what they actually look like, and how much forward flex and loosening I actually ended up with on the lace. All right, guys, so skate is over. Nice hard skate. Did not touch my laces the entire time. And look at how much room there is. The 2 top laces are almost apart by an inch. That's how much forward flex and looseness you get on these skates after the fact. So it gets a little bit dangerous after a while, despite having pretty strong ankles. All right, now let's throw on the Panther teeth. Could only get them on the second one. I'll explain that later. And let's see after the skate how they feel. What an interesting game. A little bit tough on the stick. I had a crossbar here early, and then I had 1 goal, which for me is always a little bit disappointing. But another crossbar later on, just before, that I couldn't tie the game with. But from a skating perspective, I was not thinking about my skates at all, and I was actually really impressed. It held where it needed to be, and I felt the flex. But at the same time, it felt solid. So a really good result and a win for the Panther teeth. All right, guys, like I said in the footage, my game is speed. It's all about getting the puck and blasting from wherever I am through the neutral zone towards the net. That's just how I roll. And by doing that with the hyperlights, I find that skate has so much forward flex with the hyperlight slits
that my skates are constantly loosening like you saw in the video. So unfortunately, almost every shift, every period, it's driving me nuts, and I'm constantly having a loose skate and my ankles are wobbling a little bit, and I really like to have a nice, firm, tight skate. So of course, a lot of people try and solve that with wax laces. And I have wax laces, and they only last literally like a week, and then they don't have it on there anymore. So I was looking for a solution for it, and I came across Panther teeth, and I thought I would give it a try. So after the game, let's take a look and see what we're looking like.
So top lace, again, an inch worth of looseness there, but the Panther teeth holding strong on the second lace, which gave me plenty of support, and I actually didn't even need the top one. So taking it off nice and easy, but let's go back to the house and look at what I was struggling with getting the Panther teeth on the top lace. All right, guys, so as you can see with the Panther teeth, it takes a lot of effort because there's not a ton of grip or space in here. And when you're trying to get these down and in here, my hands are literally raw from trying to do this. I finally got it. And if you see the flex here, it's definitely holding better. And playing like this, it's definitely going to improve. So the game that I played had the second line here, and I really struggled with getting it onto here. So I played with the one, and it held it really, really well. But now I've got it on this one, and I could already tell I have the forward flex, but you can see here that this isn't moving anymore. So that's excellent. So as difficult as these are to use, once you get them on there, they do the job. I use wax laces, and I still get way too much forward flex and loosening of this thing, as I showed you in the previous video. This is excellent, and it's working great. I cannot wait to play another game with it up here. All right, guys, so final thoughts on the Panther teeth. And these things are tiny, and I'm pretty sure Panthers have larger teeth, but maybe they should have chosen like gerbil teeth or something. But I'm actually really impressed with this product, and for a small little gimmick, it does what I needed it to do. And with the hyperlite and how much flex I have in those skates, it keeps my laces in check the entire game. I was super impressed. I was really happy with it. Considering all the gimmicks that I've used lately in terms of Rocket Grip and Riz Tech, and I've got a couple other things in the works, this actually brings it. So now in terms of cost, this is $50 for 6 of these. I only needed to use 2. So honestly, you could use them for anything else that you were doing. So $50 with shipping, I think it was $30 plus $20 shipping. Might seem a little steep for just 2 of these for a problem I'm trying to solve in my hyperlite skates. But at the same time, it does what I needed to do. And instead of replacing and doing wax laces every week, because those things wear out like crazy, I haven't changed my laces in ever, and that's why they're so worn out. And I don't want to change them until they're cut or, they completely break. And this is perfect. So this does exactly what I needed to do. It stopped my laces from going way, way apart and pulling about an inch or so away from the boot in like the video that I showed you. And it did the job. So despite the cost, which is a little bit much for how small this is, I'm impressed with the product overall. So Panther teeth, nice job. Seems like it was a good product. I'm going to keep using it on my skates. It's a little challenging to get together, but it is what it is. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you have the same problem where your skates are constantly loosening, definitely check out Panther teeth. I like these things. They look awesome. They're tiny, but they look cool. So have a good one, guys.